Modded.
G'day guys, welcome back. Episode 59 of Show Me the Modded Thing. If you'd like to get your blaster shown on these movies, just send me an email to showmethemoddedthing@gmail.com with build details and some nice clear images. At the end of every movie there's a slide that shows you some submission guidelines. Just follow those along and you produce a nice clean image. Now let's get started. Right guys, first up we've got my old friend from Canada, Darty Baystart. And he says, if you recall, I recently sourced the blue and white Nerf Falcon Fire 2-pack for my recently completed spring wedding project. Now, if I remember, that was last month, and he's asking me to remember last month. Fat chance. Anyway, he says, here is my Gucci Spamf I call Falkai, which is an Old Norse etymology for the Arctic Falcon. All the white parts are original, unpainted, injection moulded parts. It features a CNC metal Vanguard pusher along with a plunger and catch CNC'd from acetal. It has a custom 11 kilogram spring, 125mm barrel from ZWQ and a silver GFZ bicar. Apart from the barrel, all the components, including the body kit, are from Gavin Fuzzy Customs in Singapore. It should be mentioned that for the most part I am elated with the quality. All the machine parts are flawless. However, and keeping in mind I'm not a big fan of 3D printer stuff for this very reason, the resolution of the print was very low quality and at first I didn't even want to use it. After a good pout and think about it, I grabbed my sanding gear and went to war. 100, 180, 360 and 400 grit wet sanding. Oh, well, that proves he's mad. Okay. Then buffed it with a cellulose fibre sponge. Oh, completely certifiable. I had wanted to leave it white initially, but the material was very porous and needed to be sealed anyway, so I gave it a couple of coats of duplicolor aluminium and a couple of coats of clear top coat. 16 hours later, it looked okay, but I'm not entirely satisfied with it. If you or anyone else knows someone with resin printer who might be able to take on a high-res print for me, that would be appreciated. Oh man, resin printing a part for a blaster, I don't know how strong that would be. If anybody's interested, contact me and I'll pass on the information to Darty. But other than that, it's a very nice, neat-looking blaster, isn't it? The photos is included of the FDM part is pretty rough. I recently printed something using the textured surface board of my bamboo and it came out absolutely appalling. I got the feeling it wasn't sticking as well as it should to the textured board, which is the idea, but it was really, really bad. So I don't know if that's what happened in his case, but other than that, it's a really nice little blaster, single shots only. 11 kilo spring on such a small thing, I mean, that's going to fire really hard. I mean, that's going to be amazing. Looks very, very nice. Love the colour scheme too. Now, he did send another one of this, also another Falcon Fire, but I'll save it for next month because I'm pretty light on for content. Okay, next up we've got a new guy. He goes by the handle of Animal52. Fair enough. And he says to me, this is one I saw online, I think, and I reached out and said, could you send me some build details? And he says, finally finished the tour. Currently tuned to 150 FPS from each barrel. This build was a long time coming. I printed the parts over the holidays, but they sat and had been waiting until I was less busy with work, kids, etc. Because the tour is a unique blaster, I wanted to do something a bit special with it. So I chose to print the blaster entirely out of nylon. Oh. The idea was to give the blaster more substantial feel and durability. It turned out well, but I'm going to stick to PLA and Petek in future builds. It was more work to clean trim the nylon parts and dye the various bit purple and yellow. Oh, right. So he printed in a neutral colour like white, then actually dyed them. My God. Okay. I was too lazy to sand every piece thoroughly. Man after my own heart. So the surface finish is a bit rough. Nylon is more flexible, so some parts, especially the sear catch, are a bit bendy. They work just fine. But the feel is very different than my skewer made out of PLA. On the plus side, the colour depth of the dyed parts is something to behold. I'd like to know how he dyed it. That sounds very interesting. I'll have to research that. And the whole blaster does feel more substantial and durable than a typical printed PLA blaster. Well, nylon is much more stronger, isn't it? Much more solid. The bicars and the quick release pick and in riser are my own design. I may or may not keep them on. The riser is a bit taller than needed for this blaster, and I found that while my DIY bicars work great on several other blasters, the two worker PCARs tend to give more consistent FPS with the tour. I suspect that's got a bit too much barrel for the spring length. Going to try some shorter, tighter ball barrels when I get a minute to play around with it. Okie dokie. Lovely looking thing. Love the colours. Very safe to play outside with. But it's a lovely looking blaster. To me, it does have a passing resemblance to the Caliburn. Probably just because of the big see-through plunger and spring. I don't know if that was the starting point. But interesting concept. Two side-by-side barrels. And it looks like a single plunger handle. So one cock loads both barrels. So I'm assuming one trigger will fire both barrels. Yes. Yeah. Interesting idea. But love the colours of it. Okay, so we've had some blasters. Now we've got, God knows what this is. This is another one from our resident crazy. This is from Papa Bludgeon, and he says, the Tunnel Pickaxe, which is my take on the Tunnel Axe from Toyugur. Obviously a Japanese manga thing that I can actually pronounce. It was originally a modular storage shield. I printed off some brackets and attached some foam to them. Then I gave it a once over with spray paint and paint pens and 3D printed some Picatinny clamps and rail adapters so I could attach it to everything else. When combined, they make the coupling bazooka. The thing is huge. Okay, so I'm assuming this is just part of the alleged coupling bazooka. I'm dreading actually seeing the whole thing. This does appear to have a blaster in it at one end. I think it's actually the piece he featured in the last month's movie. So this is getting really weird. Really weird. Looks like he's used some foam mat there, amongst other things. What is it, a Minecraft sword? He thinks outside the box. He thinks outside the paper that the box is drawn on. This is weird. But, you know, creativity. Amazing stuff. Keep going, mate. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm looking forward to the next one. Right, next up we have Jason B. Now this is another fellow, I saw his photos online and I reached out and he sent me some information. He said, so I got this ZQW S100 Battle Z secondhand and someone gave it some TLC. It started as a stock blaster, white in colour with some blue and purple bits added by the previous owner. I replaced the internals with metal parts purchased from M416 gel blaster, pusher, catch and plunger. I upgraded the spring to a 2.3mm x 18 x 300, purchased from AliExpress. I've also swapped a stock barrel for a 700mm, which is interesting. I'm chasing a barrel for my Dragunov I've just finished. I'll have to hunt that up or talk to him. Then I sprayed it with 4 different colour greens and added some netting textures to it and finished it off with 3 coats of satin clear. In its current setup, it now hits 440 FPS, averaging with 1 gram bamboo darts and 395 averaging with 1.2 blue darts. Not much more to it. I don't think there needs to be, Jason. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love the paint job. Very, very cool and sort of futuristic. Safe with the orange tip, the black accents and details. Very nice looking blaster you got there, mate. And he's even he included a little movie for us. Just a little pan down the length of it, so I'll let you have a look at that. Very, very nice work. That cocking handle is huge, isn't it? But I suppose you need it with that spring. Lovely work. Lovely work. This one, which I've been looking forward to, this is another one I saw online, and this one really caught my eye, as you'll see by the paint job as it runs. It's from Moa Customs, and it's another Wolver 999 from Ying Hip. But Moa decided to do a paint job based on the Asimov skin in the game Counter-Strike 2. and he also did a little bit of concept art to keep his ideas straight in his head while he's painting. I do that too. It's a really good idea because with Ying Hip's designs, they give you line drawings you can just scan straight in the computer and then you can colour into your heart's content. And he's done just a fantastic job on this paint job. I am in awe. I particularly love the banana magazines. That's very cool. But he does mention that he used masking. And when I look at the close-up, especially as one of the buttstock, it actually looks freehand to me, but it's almost a perfect straight line anyway. It's just gorgeous. Very safe, of course, to play with this thing out in the open. It is just such a pretty design and paint job. I love it. And I will jump into the internals because some people are interested in that. It's the 12K springs, and that's the heaviest one that is available, I think, with this one. So it hits harder and can run competitively compared to recent Pro blasters. It also uses the right side variant priming parts. So the bar is on the right hand side of the blaster instead of usual with being on the left hand side. So it mimics the actual AK's original priming handle. Also did a custom paint job, yes you did, and the banana style magazines and banana clips are great, love it. Other than that, he didn't change anything on the shell side, some sanding and masking to make it look as smooth as possible to get rid of that 3D printed grit. So that's lovely. And again, he's another who sent a second one, and I'll save that for next month. But this is just gorgeous. I'm in awe of this thing. The paint job is stunning. I'm definitely going to steal it and copy it and do it on something else of mine. But lovely work, mate, lovely work. Okay, the last one is mine. It's actually the Dragunov modification of the Wolver 999. I've just finished it. I'm putting the parts up on one of the 3D printing sites so you can download for free. It's just the basic Wolver 99. I've modified parts, a few parts in it, and created a lot more other parts, about 21 pieces I think, no 27 pieces in the download. So you can download those, and you have to download the Wolver STLs as well to actually get the complete kit to make the actual Dragunov. Happy to do it, and it's just, you know, a project I've had going on for the last 3 or 4 months, and I've finally got it done. And there's, as you can see from the photos, it looks all right. All right, thanks for everybody for submitting, and at the end after this there'll be the little submission guidelines image you can have a look at. Very easy instructions to follow, and see you all next month.